Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that I think anybody with a brain would say needs to run to be effective.
Correct.
And this is what I said about Cam Newton forever ago.
Yes.
Needs to run to be effective, which leads to injuries, hence his last couple years. And on top of that, he wants a ton of money guaranteed. There is collusion. There's collusion by GMs who have figured out quarterbacks who can't stay on the field shouldn't get a ton of money guaranteed. There's absolutely collusion by those GMs. Also, stop pointing to terrible deals.
Yes. Thank
to
you.
justify the deal that you think should be made. Look at all these guys who got paid, and now all their teams are fucking picking up lamps on the beach and rubbing them, hoping a genie pops out, and their first wish is, I want to go back to before we did the Kyler Murray deal. I want to go back to before we did the Russell Wilson deal. You keep pointing to this guy got this, and this guy got this, and this guy got this, but Lamar Jackson shouldn't get it? Yeah, because those guys got it, and it's fucking tanked their entire franchises.
Again, I'll repeat what I said. The top 3 guaranteed contracts: Deshaun Watson, 230, Kyler Murray, 189, Russell Wilson, 161.
And who's fourth?
Who's fourth is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
So guess what? So if you want to add him to the mix, 150?
Yeah. Who now they're trying to fucking get rid of?
None of them made the playoffs. None of them. So guys, it's not collusion. It's the GMs and the owners are like, hey, this shit is not working. 19 quarterbacks in the last 2 seasons have thrown for more passing yards and thrown for more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson. Let me repeat that. 19 quarterbacks in the NFL have thrown for more passing yards and more touchdown passes. 19, guys. I'll put it up on the screen here. These are, and it's funny to me, like, it's guys you're like Mac Jones and Ryan Tannehill and Jimmy Garoppolo. They all threw for more rushing yards and touchdowns. And for the record, Lamar Jackson has only thrown for 3,000 yards in a season once. What are we talking about here? If I hear one more thing about his MVP season, it was 4 years ago.
Lamar Jackson has had elite defenses. Lamar Jackson has had elite running games, which obviously he's a big part of.
Look at these numbers right now when we talk about Lamar Jackson. He's been a starter for 4 full seasons. This is his defensive rank per points per game. His 4 seasons as a starter. The year he wins the MVP, they give up the second fewest points in the NFL. The next year, the first fewest points. 18th, they take a step back in 2021. And in 2022, third. So in 3 of his 4 years as a starter, he's had a top 3 defense, and he's won 1 playoff game. 1 playoff game. Lamar Jackson in 4 playoff games is 1-3, 56% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, only 1 rushing TD, and 19 sacks. What the fuck are we doing here, people?
The best ability is availability. You want $200 million guaranteed? You sat out a playoff game when people think you could have played.
Yeah, the top 3 guaranteed contracts are black quarterbacks. The top 3. This isn't about race. This, again, for the millionth time, this is about owners and GMs and people running these organizations realizing if you're a running quarterback, you're going to get hurt, or it's just not working out with these other guys. It's not working out. If your numbers aren't getting better since that MVP season and your team is not getting better and deeper in the playoffs, what are we having this discussion? It's like Richard Sherman's tweet, which I just laughed at. He said the Lamar Jackson situation needs to get more attention. Teams would rather lose or employ worse players than pay a former MVP in his prime. Can you imagine Burrow getting a non-exclusive tag and there being no interest? It's insane. Burrow's won 5 playoff games, been to a Super Bowl and back-to-back AFC championships. There's no comparison between Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. End of story.
Lamar Jackson doesn't play all of the games. Why does he want to get paid like he plays all of the games and wins playoff games when he doesn't play all the games and doesn't win playoff games.
The last 2 seasons, the Ravens have been in control of the AFC North, and in the last 2 seasons, he's missed the last 5 games, and the Bengals win the division. The best ability is availability. You always say it, and it's 100% accurate. If you're not available to play, you're not worth the money.